Hey everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shane. Thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video, which is another one of the Patreon soap challenge designs. For this month, I asked them to give me a liquid alternative, so something I could use in place of the water component, which is used to dissolve the sodium hydroxide. Now, the suggestion that was drawn out of the soapy jug came from Gem D, and I'll leave links to her business down in the description box so you can go and check her out. And she asked that I use some apple juice. Now, using the apple juice, which is high in natural sugars, is going to really enhance the lather of this soap. Now, because it is so high in sugars, I decided to add it straight into my oils and only use a portion of apple juice compared to my water for my sodium hydroxide, just so that I didn't scorch it and didn't have too many problems with acceleration of the soap. And also didn't want to use too much apple juice in there, because having those really high sugars can cause your soap to be used up a lot quicker as well. Now, my patrons will know what that is all about, because I have done a post about sugars in soap. But for now, what we're going to go and do is have a look at how I make my champagne apple and honey soap. Let's go. Okay, so I think I am ready. I am still trying to get used to my new sort of workspace for making soaps in. I am waiting for a new tripod so we can get you on that overhead again, but the table's too wobbly to use my own my old tripod on it. So as soon as that's here, we'll get some more overhead shots, but for now this will have to work. I have got some new soapy sleeves that have been sent to me by one of my patrons and followers. She has asked that I don't name her, but she knows who she is, and thank you so much. They are super comfortable. So very much looking forward to doing my first soap with them on. And she's also sent me the hat to match as well. I don't know if you caught that or not. I can't really see with the angle. I've got the camera. But I am going to start this one as we always do. This is one of the Patreon soaps, as I mentioned at the beginning. I have got my lye water here, and it asked me to do just over 500 grams of water to dissolve my lye. I actually took it down to about 300 grams. And then what I have got here is 200 grams of apple juice as a water alternative, and the sugars that are in this apple juice are really going to help get the lather to show up on this particular bar. I've just poured it into my oils. I'm going to give that a bit of a mix. I will then pour my lye water in, and as we do on all the soaps, I'll bring it up to emulsion, and then we'll split it up for some colours. Okay, so for my colours today, I have got some Flower Girl from off of Nurture Soap. I'm going to pour a fair amount in. We're going to do our main swirl with that one. And then I also have in my pot here, I've got a mix of golds. I've got some Extravagance Gold to get that real sparkle, but I have also mixed it in with a little bit of Opulence just to get that darker look of champagne. So I've got those two in there. And then for my main pot, I have got some Hello Spring from off of Nurture Soap as well. So the fragrance I have gone with today, this is one of the Iluxe ones, and it's a Bath & Body Works dupe, and it is called Champagne Apple and Honey. It's really nice. It's got the sweetness of the apples in here, but it's also got that sort of tartness that you associate with champagne or sparkling wines, and it's also got that extra little hit from the honey, that sort of golden sweetness that you can get from honey, and a little bit of that floral note as well. I'm going to give all of that a bit of a stir in, and then we'll get to pouring in the mold. Now, if anyone is looking, I did just double check, and the fragrance is not on the Iluxe website anymore. If you are, I absolutely love using the Iluxe fragrances, I really do, but one of the things I am finding is that I've had all these fragrances sitting here, and because I've been so busy for the last couple of months, I've gone to go and double check their usage rates and their fragrance notes and everything else, and they've been removed from off the website. So if you are buying her fragrances and you are not going to be using them straight away, make sure you are writing down any of the information that you may need, such as usage rates, or if you want to know what the fragrance notes are and things like that, make sure that you are writing them down, so when you do go to actually use the fragrance, you're not left in a situation like me. I did actually already know what what the usage rate on this one was, but I couldn't tell you exactly what the fragrance notes were, but it does smell pretty good. So I finished getting these mixed in, and then we'll go and grab that mold. Alright, so I'm going to use my Nurture soap mold here today. What I'm going to do is pour my gold just down the side. It is starting to thicken up now, but I'm going to pour that in there like so. We'll keep a little bit back. In fact, we probably won't need any for the top, but we'll just keep a bit back anyway. Let's pour in our green. I'm going to go to about halfway. I'm going to pour in the pink gold. Well, the pink's staying fluid and the gold's quite thick, so we should get a really interesting swirl out of this. I'm going to pour the whole lot in here, give it a scrape out, then I'm going to pour the rest of that on top. So now that we have got all of that in there, I am going to do a bit of a mica drizzle. I have got some of that Extravagance Gold, and I kind of want this to look like honey, but it is very, very thick. I've mixed this one up probably a little bit too thick. Let me grab a spoon to do it with instead. So I'm just going to kind of dribble it over the top, like so. And then it's time for our little embeds. If you've been following along over on Instagram, I did a couple of reels. I showed me painting the little champagne bottles I've got here. This is one of the Wilton molds. It's now not available, so if you have got one, hang on to those molds because they're very, very rare, hard to find. And I also made up these little apple pieces. Again, I did a little reel over there showing how I made them. So we just did some little red apples because that's the sort of apple smell I'm getting out of this one. And each of these bars is just going to get one little champagne bottle, and we're going to pop a little apple on the side. We're going to actually pop that one on that way, so when we cut the bar it's cut right. So I'm going to put all my champagne bottles on, and then all of my apples as well. So here is the champagne apple and honey soap. Those apples are so super cute. They've all just kind of gone on, however they fell into the soap because they are actually quite small. I did try and get it proportionate this time, unlike that dragon fruit lime soap that I did, but it did mean that the apples were a little bit harder to place, but I'm still really, really happy with them. Gonna leave them sit here overnight, and then we'll be back very shortly. We'll cut it open and we'll see what swirls we got on the inside. Okay, so let's cut into our apple, champagne and honey soap. I think I'm going to be calling it Sparkling Apples just because it is a dupe name. I am absolutely loving the colour. You can see it's come up a much nicer colour now. It smells fantastic. You really do get that sort of apple smell coming out of this one. Really, really love how it smells, how it's looking on the top. Can't wait to see what it looks like on the inside. You will probably be hearing little bits of noise on the camera at the moment. The cafe is open next door. Oh, we're going to cut into an apple there. Oh dear. I am working on getting myself a microphone so we can hopefully cut out some of the background noise. I have sliced through that apple, but being soap dough, I am going to be able to fix it. So let's get through this one, and then I'm going to change the camera angle so you can see the soaps better. Okay, so for now we'll work from this angle, but I am working on some new video equipment, so we'll get some better angles. And wow, that is a big drop in there. There is a lot of pink. Let's have a look what we get as we go down the bar. Oh, that's looking a bit nicer. So we've got some more delicate swirls in there, and just those drops of that gold coming through as well. Really like how it is. And as I cut into this one, the burst of apple smell that came out of it was so super strong. Loving the tops of them as well, with that cute little apple and champagne bottle. There's another. Oh, the swirls are getting a lot more delicate as we're moving down the bar here. Really love how this green colour goes as well, just that perfect sort of apple shade. It's another one. That one looks almost like a flower coming down. It comes up and then down. I'm going to grab one from further back here and see what sort of swirls. And there we go, we're getting much more delicate swirls as well. Right, so I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made my sparkling apple soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye.